What's going on? This is Zach Adelstein with Daily Edge Sports. And today we're going to be going over the Friday slate on prize picks for college football in week two. Week one was a pretty good week. We learned a lot. Always the beginning of college football season is a learning process, especially with how college football is now, how the environment is now with all of the transfers, with all of the with all the players just going to new places, new quarterbacks, and new faces everywhere, new coordinators, um, lots of unders this past week. I heard somewhere it was like a 63% hit rate on the unders in Vegas with just the closing lines. So yeah, it's definitely an under week. Biggest jump in college football is always week one to week two. The players start learning a lot. The teams get a lot better that are going to get a lot better, and yeah, I'm kind of off to the races from there. It's kind of an exciting time in football season. NFL starts tonight. I'm recording this on Thursday. Um, Cowboys are going to be awful this year, which is kind of fun for I think a lot of people. But yeah, over at Daily Edge Sports, we have all of your pick'em needs, no matter what you're looking for. We have the best tools in the business. All of our customized projections. NFL is up and running. Our Prize Picks Demons and Goblins tool is going to be on fire this season. It is constantly, cashing all of those top lines, helping you make really good lines with to add to your picks and just lines to put together with those demons and goblins. Um, and yeah, we have a great. We're putting out winning slips daily. There's going to be a ton of staff putting out slips for the NFL. College, we put out slips last week. Got some nice wins. Got some good bankroll to get started with the season. And yeah, and our Discord is great for any questions you have. We do have a free portion of our Discord. If you're not in there yet, be sure to head over there. But yeah, if you're not in Daily Edge Sports yet, be sure to head over and join us. But yeah, let's get going over some of the props that we're looking at this week. I'm going to start with this Louisville game. Um, Colin Lacey has kind of bounced around with his props. He uh, was up around 53, went up to 54, went down. He's down at 50.5 right now, and I really like that line. I do think that this is going to be a much more competitive game for Louisville. Last week they played. Eastern Kentucky. They still aired it out plenty of times. Miller Moss got his feet wet. Colin Lacey was tied for the lead with targets, had 6 targets, 4 catches. Was a little bit more of an underneath guy like normally is. His average depth of target was just over 6 yards, but he's a yak monster. He's quick. He's really fast. He's gonna get plenty of yards. He should get 5, 6, 8 targets a week. He did run the second most routes on the team. Ran 22 routes. They did not throw the ball a ton, just with it being a blowout. But ran 22 routes. Chris Bell ran 26 routes. But you're getting a little bit of a discount here with Colin Lacey as compared to Chris Bell. And I think this is a really good spot for Lacey and for this offense to have a good game. James Madison is going to stay in the game a little bit, a lot more than Eastern Kentucky did. But this is still, it's like a 13-point spread right now. I know Louisville has an implied team total of 30. They're going to have to air it out a little bit more. But I do like this spot for Colin Lacey. Another place I want to go on this Louisville team. This is a smaller slate. There's not a ton of lines out yet for Friday, but Isaac Brown rushing touchdown. Brown has touchdowns in 6 of his last eight games, and he has 10 total touchdowns over that time. Actually, only had 6 carries in week one against Eastern Kentucky, and that's going to ramp up. His normal workload's about 15 to 20 carries. He's going to get some goal line work against James Madison, who has a decent run defense, but it's an FCS, or excuse me, a group of 5 run defense. So it's not going to be one that's going to put up numbers like even a lot of the ACC is. Um, Louisville should be able to put up points against James Madison, like I said, as they have a team total sitting at 30. And Brown should get plenty of volume. He didn't get any red zone work last week, and he still ended up with 2 touchdowns. So on 6 carries. So he's going to get, he's going to touch the ball. He's going to get work around the goal line, and 10 touchdowns in the last 8 games, plenty of 2 touchdown games. It's a really good spot to go on this slate that's a little bit drier than what's going to come up this weekend with another really big slate. The other game, or another place, I guess, in this game I'm going to look at. is on the other side of the ball. Let's go over to passing yards. Alonzo Barnett started for James Madison last week, but they also have Matthew Sluka. Sluka's the quarterback. They got UNLV off to a really hot start last year before having that NIL dispute and getting out of town. Um, he transferred to James Madison. Barnett actually tore his ACL on the last play of the game last year, and of the last play of the last game of the season last year at the end of November, and rushed back, had surgery, came back 9 months later. He's playing football, which is crazy. That being said, Sluka came in last week in the second quarter. They were playing an FCS team in Weber State, but Sluka came in the second quarter. They kind of shared snaps. It was kind of, I mean, Barnett had a lot more playing time, but I would say it's about two thirds, one third, maybe 75%, 25%. But that's going to hurt his passing yards um, total. We also have a Louisville team on the other side who has the fourth ranked pass rush according to PFF, which is not great for a quarterback that's coming off of an ACL and has only been back for a little while after having that 9 months ago. I think they're going to have to, you know, get him in and out of there. This game might get out of hand at some point later in the game. They're going to be putting him backups. And I just think, with all of that combined with Sluka, with, great pass rush with his ACL, this is just a really high number in a game. It's going to be one of the tougher games for James Madison this season. So I do think in a smaller slate, that's a really nice spot to go to. Last place I'm going to go to here is over to the Maryland game. Maryland actually had a great kind of revelation with Malik Washington. Had a great first game. I think he put up about 255 yards as a true freshman coming in and winning that starting job. I don't think they're going to throw the ball as much this week. They're not going to need to against a Northern Illinois team. That being said, Octavian Smith kind of was third in line in their wide receivers and his production, but he ran the most routes last week. So Octavian Smith ran 40 routes last week. He had 7 targets, only hauled in 3 of them, but he did force 2 missed tackles and have 22 yards after the catch. He also had one of the higher ADOTs, one of the higher average depths of targets on the team at over 12 yards per target. Uh, I do think that this is a lower passing volume game from Malik Washington and this Maryland team against an NIU team that's going to run the ball a lot more. But I really like this number for Octavian Smith to go over. It's a nice lower number, gets us to a nice spot on this 4-man, and it gets you to a really good spot. To get to another game. I know there's not a ton of teams up right now. I am hoping that we get a few more of these Friday games on the slate before all is said and done, and we'll get those slips up for you in Daily Edge Sports. But yeah, if you're not over there yet, be sure to head over to Daily Edge Sports. We are having a great season. Um, I'm so excited for NFL to start tonight, for us to really start popping and to get in the groove. Again, this is another learning week for college football. We're going to put out some slips, but we're going to really get going here soon. Yeah, we'll have some videos up for this weekend, and we'll go from there. See you on the flip side. Deuces.